In this video, I'll show you how to become happy, and especially the ways how not to become unhappy in life. Main cause for human unhappiness and human suffering is thinking, and not exactly thinking, but rather thinking without knowing that we are thinking. In such state, we are mostly lost in thoughts. In other words, we are carried away by our thoughts, we identify with them, we think they are part of us and define us who we really are, which is in fact just an illusion. We simply fail to recognize thought just as thought. Other thing which makes us unhappy is the fact that we are too often thinking about past and future, and that we are not focused on the present moment, which is our best friend on the road to happiness. But regardless of all these things, we don't have to be the prisoners of our thoughts. There is a solution for that. What we have to do is simply increase our concentration and ordinary level of awareness to the point where we are able to catch our thoughts in the moment when they are appearing in consciousness. But is it even possible to do that? Yes, but requires certain amount of practice. The practice which deals with moment-to-moment awareness of one's experience is called mindfulness. Mindfulness is a mode of processing information and means having awareness, attention and remembering. This is in fact a state of psychological freedom where we are observing our present moment experience without any judgment. Additionally, mindfulness will help us to understand impermanent nature of all things in life, which is unfortunately something that people are not intentionally aware of. And why is that important? Well, if you think that having everything under control in your life, like always having enough money, steady job, fulfilling relationships, friends and family always in arm's reach, many beautiful things, or anything similar, will make you truly satisfied and happy, it will not, exactly because of impermanent nature of all things in life. That means that no matter how hard you try, you will always testify losing the things you have and people you love, and this will take you down slowly but certainly. Therefore, we need a change in attitude toward all things in life so that when we lose them, we are still calm and peaceful. Besides that, we have to be consciously aware that all things in our life have nature to arise and pass away, including all thoughts in our mind. At the beginning, most important thing is to start practicing mindfulness meditation. Meditation exercise will most efficiently help us to understand arising and passing away phenomena of thoughts, and with that we will see that there is no purpose of attaching to the thoughts, which in reality people naturally tend to do. Exactly this unconscious attaching and becoming lost in thoughts is what causes our suffering in the first place. Being aware of present moment experience doesn't mean only observing our thoughts, but also our body sense doors. Body sense doors are seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting and touching. These body sense doors, in combination with the brain, actually created us the way we are today. Why we have to observe these sense doors? The problem is in a way of processing information. If we cut ourselves with knife, we feel pain. Probably we are angry and hate everything around us until this pain goes away. If we smell or taste something awful, we are mad, feel disgust, and we immediately want to change that state to better. This all happens naturally because we want to feel good. But you will see that it's not necessary to feel suffering along the way. While such things happen, we always fabricate some stories in our mind, like why that happened to me, I'm unlucky, what will happen now, and etc. What is the problem here? There is experience and the stories we tell ourselves about that experience. If we look objectively on our experience, if we are mindful and observe it while it happens, we wouldn't have to fabricate a story in our mind about it. We would just accept it for what it is. If it's good, it is good. If it's bad, it is bad. So if we cut ourselves with knife, we will certainly feel pain. But if in that moment we repeat to ourselves what we feel, pain, 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 we will accept it for what it is, just the pain and nothing else, and the feeling will naturally subside. This is even much more noticeable when we are observing just thoughts. If we feel anger, sadness, worry, fear, or in fact any emotion, we just have to remind ourselves about the true nature of experience. We have to quietly inside of ourselves repeat to ourselves, angry, 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 sad, 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 or just thinking, thinking, thinking. And by this act, we accept reality for what it is, and the feeling naturally subsides. This is even applicable and wise to use for positive states of mind, like being happy, thrilled, proud, or similar, because with conscious repeating of mental state, we do not allow brain to become attached to that state. So when we lose that feeling or state, we will not become sad or devastated by it. We are simply letting things to be as they are, and by this procedure, the brain rewards us by not attaching to the thoughts, feelings, or emotions which we experience. By being mindful, you will remind yourself about the true nature of reality, and that is what breaks the spell. We know what is going on in our mind in each moment, that we are only thinking, and what will happen if we let that thought to overwhelm our attention. By retaining such continuous mindfulness in each present moment, we will develop subconscious habit of catching ourselves in unwholesome thinking. This is something we actually search for, a way of acting by not spending too much mental energy to act as observer. But wait, I promised you happiness, and now I'm going to reveal you where is that happiness hidden. We think non-stop, we get lost in thoughts, we wander away in our minds moment after moment. But when we are mindful, by the true meaning of that word, we prevent all of that. Exactly at the moment when we catch ourselves that mind has wandered away, or thinks unwholesome thoughts, there is going to be a small pause between thoughts, and in that small pause we are going to feel a relief. Now this is it. This relief in that short period of time, maybe second or two, even less, will bring you the happiness you are searching for. That short feeling of happiness is our instant liberation, because in that time you will know that you didn't get lost in thoughts, especially in unwholesome ones, and you will feel rewarded, because if you did get lost in thoughts, you know how would you feel after. Yes, this may sound strange, even stupid to you right now, but really, you have to try and see for yourself. Once you really get that, there is nothing on this earth which will bring you down easily. But you have to remember, you will get lost in thoughts even when you master that practice really well, but you will not get stuck in bad thoughts for more than a few moments, and that is our strongest weapon. Simply by knowing that, there is no reason why not to feel powerful, in a sense that you are in control of your wandering mind. At the end, we need a core change in attitude. Purpose of such training should shift from goal to purpose-oriented. That means that we should not search for some specific goal, like state where we feel permanent happiness, but rather we should continue with such practice for gaining even more awareness and more understanding to attain so-called mental freedom. Mental freedom will lead us to a wholesome way of living, where we won't be afraid of anything and will be able to confront new challenges with very little or no fear at all. These short glimpses of happiness in pause between thoughts is exactly that which will in return bring us lasting peace, happiness and freedom from suffering. Do not forget that.